Oh no. Hunt Down The Freeman. Whew, where to even begin with this one? It's set in the Half-Life universe, you know, that beloved universe that a lot of people care about and cherish. So the game is a first-person shooter, which is kind of an amalgamation of... You know what, I don't even know. Like, it's got COD gameplay or something. You have a gun, you can reload, you can shoot. There's parkour or something weird like that. Like, it doesn't really sound much like the Half-Life I know. And I'm not very familiar with Half-Life. I've never played them really myself, but it seems very different to what those games were, despite being a fan project and being set in the same universe. So that on its own is very confusing, and the level design is supposedly very bad, and all the gameplay is just a weird mishmash and amalgamation of all these weird assets that have kind of been just chucked in a pot and stewed together, and then it's like the chef fell over and spilt it all over the place, and there's just mess everywhere and no one knows what's going on, and there are glitches and it's broken and nothing makes any sense. And of course when the game comes out everyone hates it because, you know, the game's a disaster. An utter disaster, and it all stems from this one idea. This one guy who has an idea. This ambitious plan for this big gap in the Half-Life universe with a story he thought he could tell that would be just gritty, intriguing, with all twists and turns, and amazing characters, and all this depth, and just that meat that Half-Life fans have been after for oh so long. And that's about all you can commend, is the ambition, the fact that, I mean, a game was released, technically. Like, and that's kind of where it ends though, because the project management, the direction, everything about the game is a huge mess, and there is pretty much nothing salvageable from it. So what does this have to do with me? Why am I even talking about this? Why do I look like I'm being interviewed for one of those police shows, but I'm hiding my identity because I don't want to be associated with it, kind of thing? Well, it's basically, I was a voice in the game, right? I played a character in the game, in this epic story of betrayal and hunting down Gordon Freeman.
An HECU? What are Special Forces doing here?
I'm going to tell you something. I don't know the story of this game. I'm in it, and I don't know the story of this game. That's the level we're on with this. They're all dead, but whatever happens, he lives.
It's just a coincidence. There's no such thing as a curse.
We'll see about that.
I've lent my voice to many a project before, normally YouTube-based. I've done a couple of things for like students and whatnot, just for narration and stuff like that, but never like this. I've never been asked forward, do you want to be in a game? And of course I'm going to say yes. Of course I'm going to be like, that sounds fun, that sounds like something new. Why would I not want to try something I haven't done before? That sounds fun, that sounds like something new, fresh. Offered money for it too. Money's always good. Everyone likes money. You should probably note I haven't actually been paid as of now, so I'm not really that fussed at this point. It's more just funny. It wasn't about the money per se. Like, it just gave it this professional air. As silly as that sounds to say now, with hindsight, but at the time, the fact that money was even involved was kind of like, oh, maybe this is actually legitimate then. I know it's a fan project based in a universe that already exists. It's not original per se, but I was told there was funding, there were investors, and it's like, oh, okay. Right, this is slightly more serious than I was anticipating, but sure, I'd like to be involved with that if you think I can add something to it. Fine. Let's see what happens.
God help us.
No. God will stay away from this one.
And basically, it crescendoed from little tiny alarm bells just in the distance. Can you hear that way back there? Can you hear that over there? Yeah, they're very faint at this point in the story. You can barely hear them. That's because I'm a moron and I don't see the biggest warning signs coming from a mile away. From the get-go, I had to sign a contract, which was a Gmail or like an email with the details of the contract within the email, and signing it was replying to the email with my name. Not the most professional thing right there, but I guess I'm an idiot. So that was the first major alarm bell. I'm an idiot for not checking up on the name of the project or anything, but I was told that it was looking good or something. It was shaping up to be something with potential. But everything has potential. Everything has the potential to be good, but doesn't often work out that way, does it? So how did I even get involved? It all began from, I think he's okay with me mentioning his name. Colossal is Crazy actually threw my name in the hat on this one, so thanks for that one. Fucking prick. No, but I appreciated him for throwing my hat in him. I was like, oh cool, thanks for looking out for me on that one. Sure, I'll look into this. This sounds cool. This video game? I know what a video game is. I've played one of those before. That'd be neat to be in one. So within 24 hours, I was attached to the team and put in the official Discord with all the developers, and you could see what they're all doing, and I'd signed the contract with the NDA, so you couldn't talk about it. And I was like, oh, this is very official, apart from how unofficial it was. So then I'm told I'm playing a character called Nick or something. And as I'm told about this character, the alarm bells start to get a little bit louder. Only a little bit, though. Because it was just more like, huh? Well, that's odd. But I was cast as an Asian character. Nick is Asian, it turns out. Because I was shown some kind of concept art of the character. And it was someone who's very clearly Asian. And I was told, this is an Asian American character. And I didn't really have the heart to say, you realize I'm not Asian, right? I'm as white as you can get. But anyway, yeah, that was odd. That was a really strange place, and it was never changed. That was months ago, like many, many months ago now. And I was under the impression the character model wasn't finished. So they could have changed it to any generic white guy model, and it would have fit better than the Asian guy. It's just very, very strange, that. So visually, there's already a clash with what I bring to the table. And then you move on to the writing. Of course, just think about, put yourself in the shoes of someone who's trying to make a game for a minute. You're a voice director, right? You've just added someone to your team of talent, and you want to fill them in. You want them to know what a character is, their name, their background, what they're all about, what's important to them. Just the basic things, the very surface level context you need to be able to explain this character's place and purpose in a story. And I kind of loosely got that, but I was never given a script. I said earlier I don't know the story, and I still don't know it. I was in the game and I don't know it. No one knows what's going on in this game. I was fed lines of dialogue, which presumably were being written as it went along or something. Just as the weeks went by, I'd see a message on Skype. Oh, would you mind doing this line here? Okay. It's just nonsense to me. I have no idea where it's going or what it is, or what grander part it plays in this story or whatever. I remember the only real direction I got was I was told that my dialogue should make you cry. My performance when reading this dialogue should be able to make you cry.
It's like they know the way we are. They know our weaknesses.
And of course that's ridiculous, because one of the biggest underlying problems is the dialogue is so appallingly written.
Let's save your friends from spiders with vaginas.
And I'm really not trying to be mean. I think in situations like this, being as honest as possible is the best way to learn. Because there's no point sitting back and saying, well, yeah, the dialogue was excellent. It was all my fault. Don't worry. It's just on me. It's just on all the YouTubers who are involved. No, every part of the project is horribly flawed in every way possible. But I don't know, not even Daniel Day-Lewis could work with this dialogue and do anything with it.
I just don't understand why it's such an important thing.
The captain needs to see it.
The captain needs to see what?
And on top of the fact you're hiring YouTubers as voice actors, expecting this melancholy, overdramatic, dark, edgy drama kind of thing, kind of tone, very serious tone, that requires A, good writing, and B, good actors to perform said writing. The two biggest pillars they've already collapsed. And I don't know how that kind of oversight can be overlooked when you're supposed to be managing a project like this. It's all well and good having these grand ideas, but if you can't fulfill any of them, then what is the purpose or point of any of it?
Ready for your orders, Captain.
So my character was Asian, and at first, they were also supposed to be American, have an American accent. So an American Asian. So the alarm bell's getting louder. You do realize I'm English, right? I have a very, very noticeable English accent. I am a Brit. No? You can't hear that? Okay, well, I'll try it then. You know, I'll do your American voice for you. He was convinced I could do it, so I tried it for him. With none of this direction or context, I did the lines that I was given in this American accent. Then weeks go by, and I get some feedback. Yeah, well, we don't want to do the American accent anymore. Just do whatever you want, pretty much. And I'm like, oh, okay then, I'll just be English then. It's a lot easier for me. So then when it comes to the final product, and I'm skipping through the cutscenes, like, what is this? And I find both the American and the English lines in it, as in takes using both, when I was told the American ones were scrapped. And it's like, what? How did that happen? What is happening in this game? What is the story? What is the through line? What is any of it?
Do what the hell you gotta do. But I'm not gonna be a part of this.
So as the project went on, I kind of got less and less involved with it, because a couple months in I was like, oh yeah, I know the way this is going. Oh well, might as well just move on. I'll still do the lines and everything, but I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. I'm not gonna get too invested in this or whatever. Not commit too much time to something I know is what's gonna happen. Because I was complaining to people like, what is expected of me here? What am I supposed to add to this when I have no idea what's going on? I don't know the story. I don't know the script, and I really cannot accentuate the dialogue and how cheesy and poorly thought out it was, in terms of, like, there were lines that have the word thing in it like 3 or 4 times, and it just doesn't sound good.
Things.
I was thinking, for a minute I was thinking, you know what, maybe I'm just being a stickler here. Maybe I'm taking elements of stuff that I would normally change or criticize, and I'm trying to apply it to something that isn't mine. It's not my vision. It's not really my place to sit down and say, this isn't the best content you're giving me here. Like, I thought, you know what, I've been hired for my voice, nothing else. Don't want anything else. I'm not here to look at the story or anything else. It's just about the voice. So whenever the lines came through, didn't criticize them, didn't comment on them whatsoever. I just did them. There was the odd time where the English and grammar was so poor I had to question quite literally what the sentence was. I had to do that a couple times. But I never criticized it, because I thought, you know what, it's their vision. They do what they want. Hopefully the editing and post-production on this stuff, on my voice, is gonna prove me wrong. It's gonna impress me or something. It didn't.
You fucked up my face.
So fast forward to the game coming out. Everyone hates it. Just a colossal failure. $20 to buy it. Like, why is that price so high for this? Oh god. There was always that little glimmer of hope when it was coming out. Maybe this will be better than what I've seen of it, at least. And then I find out Keemstar is in the game. And the moment I hear that, and the moment I see that, is the moment I go, oh, right, so it's one of these, is it? And let me tell you, when I saw the scene that Keemstar is in, the cutscene with Keemstar, Killer Keem himself, playing the president, I was rolling on the floor laughing, quite literally, with tears in my eyes, ruffle-coptering all over the room.
My fellow Americans, as your president and commander-in-chief, it is with a heavy heart that I'm informing you that we have made a strategic decision to surrender to the alien invaders known as the Combine.
Just scream laughing. Just out of control. I couldn't help myself. It was like the moment everything had come together. Finally we're seeing the finished product. And this is it. This.
Right now, this is the best chance for our survival as Americans and as humans. This has been the hardest decision of my life, and I did not do so lightly. As Americans, and indeed as human citizens, we have never willingly surrendered to oppression.
This is a product that is so unfinished and broken that whoever voiced the G-Man, one of the most famous characters from Half-Life, mispronounces Black Mesa as Black Mesa.
Black Mesa.
Which I can't comprehend how that was even possible to wind up with that in the game. Not one person thought to bring up that is wrong. You know what, there are things about hiring goddamn YouTubers to do all the voices that could have worked with the right direction and obviously in a different game. First off, it would have to be tongue-in-cheek. It would have to have some kind of comedic intent, clearly. And with the right people and the right writing, you could maybe get something funny out of that. But for this, something that's supposed to be taken seriously, it just makes me think of The Room. The Room is the drama, the romance, very serious tone on paper in the eyes of the creator. But to everyone else, even the cast involved, they're just thinking to themselves, what on earth is going on? What is this? The saddest part is they seem reluctant to acknowledge the fact that it is so bad. They're clinging on to a false hope. I know the director, I told him I was making this video, I was like, man, I gotta just explain this to people. What it was like working on it. How much of a disaster it has turned out to be. Because it just seems weird otherwise. Like, people are seeing or hearing my voice in this game and they're like, wait, is that... what is he doing in this? I hate this game. I don't want to I don't want to hear that. And he was adamant that the game, it was the wrong version that released, and it was a broken version, and they have a better version that should have gone up. And I'm just like, well, that's even worse to do that. That's even more of an unprofessional move, which I don't even believe either, because he said, give me 1 week and we'll have the game in a better state, and then you can slant the video as more of a redemption story. And I'm just looking at it thinking, oh, you poor man. He's so nice. He's a very nice man. Just wanted to make a game. Just wanted to make a fun game for people to enjoy. And I just knew, you can't fix this after a week. Because so many influential people on YouTube and in the industry have already commented on the mess that is Hunt Down the Freeman. It's cemented itself as a joke. It's a piss take. And the only way to salvage it would be to slash the game to $1 and embrace the memes. It's never going to be taken seriously. Something like this, you cannot flip around and turn into something profitable and professional. It's like Mass Effect Andromeda. What's that game going to be remembered for? Oh yeah, being a broken mess with bad animations and bad everything. What's this game going to be remembered for? Oh, putting Keemstar in it to play the president, using YouTubers as all the voice talent, reusing assets and bad level design and just a complete mess. The whole thing. It's really sad. It gives this whole process a new level of sadness to me. I've always been outside of the process in terms of I've never been a part of any of these movies that have come out or games that have come out that I've personally found to be terrible. So to be a part of it and to be on the inside and see the people on the Discord panicking when the game comes out and everyone's just crushing it, destroying it, and to see the hope from people involved that genuinely thought there was something to this game. But to me, it's just kind of a funny experience. I find it funny. I find it so bad that it's good. The cutscenes, at least, not the game. And looks like we finally got Half-Life 3 after all this time. Sweet. Let's check it out. Black Mesa. Oh no. Oh god. I mean, this is obviously a very different video to what's normally uploaded, but it's the kind of thing where it's just I wanted to get the thoughts out there, as messy and strange as they may be. I just wanted something out there to do with it, because if nothing else, just to log it for my own amusement, because I found it very funny. Thanks for watching. Normal content will resume soon. Black Mesa.
Salut Marco. Una, deux. King Bob! Come le bono le lassi? Me le dite? Loco la pati, Bob la Kingo. Là-bas la macchina pochette. Però no! La bibimbap non le barada. Pas toute la bougie. La bougie! E subito la meledandri. La pate. E la
You fucked up my face.